everybody, and welcome to the Round Rabbit podcast. This is episode number 7. Today is October 18th, I think, 2016. It's a Tuesday. My name is Nancy. I almost forgot to say that. My name is Nancy. You can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as Round Rabbit, and you can shop for my handmade wares in roundrabbitextra.bigcartel.com. Okay, got all that out of the way. So, if you are a big podcast watcher, a knitting podcast watcher, I'm sure you have watched many a podcast talking about Rhinebeck by now. The big sheep and wool festival that takes place in Rhinebeck, New York, in case you somehow don't know what that is. So I'm back from Rhinebeck now. Got back late Sunday night, and got back in my other house, and now I'm in this house. Anyway, it was a great weekend. So I'm just going to start right off the bat talking about it. First, let me talk about my wine real quick before I forget what I'm doing. I'm drinking some delicious wine. Of course I am. This is from Chateau, LaFayette, Reneau, which is another local winery to me in Hector, New York on Seneca Lake. This is a Seyval Chardonnay blend. You can see that pretty label. Gotta get the glare. I have a terrible glare situation. Anyway, I had a couple of bottles of this with me down in Rhinebeck, because you should travel with a car full of wine at all times is really pretty much how I feel about it. And very sadly, I forgot to really mention this fact to anybody until rather late in the day on Saturday. It would have been nice to have a little tailgate party action out in the parking lot before the podcaster meetup. It just might have been nice to take the edge off a little bit. Not that there was, that makes it sound like it was a stressful situation. It was not a stressful situation. It was a really, really lovely day. Anyway, the wine that I had in the car and that Lorelei and I drank later was a bottle of this, and it's delicious. Of course, I say that I'm never going to drink a wine and be like, this stuff is crap. Don't drink it. This is good. This is, it's a very dry, I wouldn't say very dry, it's a medium dry white table wine. I used to be a big Chardonnay drinker, not really anymore. So when I first saw that it was partly Chardonnay, I wasn't too jazzed about that. However, it is really good. It is mostly Seyval. I believe it's like 75% Seyval. Let me see if I can. I'm blind as a bat. 70% Seyval, 30% Chardonnay. Perfect blend. It's very light and crisp. It has like a pear apple kind of a bite to it. It's really good. Lori and I drank a whole bottle. Yes, we did. And I still have some left, so I'm drinking another bottle. Oh, and my cup is beautiful Reneau glazed. You know me. That is a Japanese style of teacup, by the way. This was made by my good friend Brenda, who she doesn't sell her pottery online or anything like that, but we used to work together as assistants in a pottery studio in Binghamton, New York. And she just loved to play around with Reneau glazes, and this, I think, is one of her best things she ever did, and I somehow managed to buy it from her. I don't know if she wanted to part with it, but I drink out of this cup all the time because it fits my hand so perfectly. It was made for me. So thank you, Brenda. Okay, so back to Rhinebeck. What can I say? It was a beautiful weekend. The weather was perfect. Just absolutely perfect. The peak of fall has not even quite happened yet, which is very late for New York. I think a lot of that, I mean, it's just been really warm. It was a hot, hot summer. We had a terrible drought up in the Finger Lakes area. And I wondered what that would do to the leaves, the color of the leaves this year. But oh my gosh, they're better than ever. The drive between there and Rhinebeck was truly one of the most beautiful drives I have ever taken. And I have driven that road many, many times over my life. And it was spectacular. So anyway, Rhinebeck. Lori and I met down there. We somehow got there at the exact same time. She texted me as I was pulling into the parking that she too was pulling into the parking. It was crazy, but it worked out great. It was awesome. So what did we do? We kind of cruised through a little bit. We both were determined not to spend too much money. And I think we did really, really well. I think that made us be very selective about what we did purchase. And we also, because we had been there the year before, we also knew which booths were not worth the wait, simply because you can buy their yarn online. The Miss Babs booth, which of course a lot of people have heard about, it's insane. It's insane. The line was like outside the building, going up the road. And last year, we visited that booth on Sunday when it really wasn't very busy at all. And we both bought something, and it's wonderful yarn. It's beautiful. It's great to see it in person. But, I've ordered from them online since then, and that's easy. And I don't have to take an hour out of Rhinebeck to stand on a line waiting for yarn that I can order online. So there were a number of booths like that we knew, we weren't really going to be missing something that we couldn't then find, which really freed us up to be able to look at all kinds of things and take our time. So we just did. I mean, I think we went through every building and saw every vendor probably 4 times or more over the 2 days that we were there. It was great to be able to just kind of leisurely do that. We did take some time out on Saturday for the podcasters meetup, which was really fun. We both didn't really quite know what to expect, and I'm not necessarily a crowd person. It's not like I have I don't know, I'm not going to have like an anxiety attack or something being in a crowd of people, but my natural inclination is to avoid those things, and that might seem strange because I think I do come across as an outgoing person, and I'm definitely not. How do I put this? I'm an extroverted introvert, I think is the best way to say it. When I'm in a situation, I'm completely comfortable and fine, and I love talking to people and meeting new people. But unless I push myself to do that, I probably wouldn't do that. In fact, I spent many years not doing that. I lived my self-imposed exile for many, many years, and only kind of recently discovered that associating with other humans is highly recommended, and it is very good for your mental health, and all kinds of good things come from it. So anyway, I digress. We went to the podcast meetup and got to meet some people, and admittedly, I don't watch a million podcasts, so I didn't necessarily know who a lot of people were. Lori knew a lot more people than I did. But I met a lot of great people, and it was really fun. It's a great community. People are incredibly warm and welcoming, and there's not a lot of places where you can go and meet people who are willing to discuss things like yarn in depth and in great detail. So it was just a lot of fun to do that. I'm really glad I did it. There actually were a few moments when I thought, I don't need to do that, but I'm glad I did it. So, yeah. But let me just show you real quick what I got. I'm just going to start right off with my little acquisitions, and I hope it doesn't annoy people. I personally like to see what other people get at fiber festivals or any time. I love to see new yarns. So I don't want to come across like I'm braggy or anything, because I actually really kept to my very small budget, and I'm pretty happy with what I got. So yeah, I'll show you. First purchase of the weekend. We went to one of our favorite booths. It's called they call their business Heirlooms, I believe, but here's their card. The website is ScandinavianWeaveAndKnit.com. There is their card. This is a lovely couple that I've known for quite a few years. Actually, they sell yarns and also her hand knit pieces at several big craft shows that my husband and I used to do. We met at a craft show, my husband and I. How cute is that? Anyway, so I've been buying from them for a few years now. But I didn't go to those craft shows this past year, so I was really suffering from some withdrawal, and it's probably a good thing that I didn't, because I have quite a lot of yarn from them, but I use it. I do use it, but not fast enough. So I have quite a stockpile. However, they have a color now that I've never seen before. And if you watched my last podcast, you know that I was on the lookout for purple yarn. Purple's my favorite color, but after organizing my stash, I realized that I somehow don't have purple. I did discover I have one. I have a few single skeins of like Knit Picks Wool of the Andes that I was using in Christmas gifts last year. But I just don't have a lot of purple. So this color, I will hold this up for you. And I don't know, I hope you can really see. I think that's showing up pretty well. Anyway, it is a really beautiful, plummy, mauvey kind of, it's just an unusual dusty plum, I might call it. And it has little speckles of greens and deeper purples and pinks. It's just spectacular. And at first I tried to make Lorelei buy it because I thought, well, I'm not going to buy that much, but I'm going to make her buy, I'm going to live through her at Rhinebeck. But she passed, crazy girl. So I got the 3. They had 3 skeins of it. So I've got 3 skeins of this gorgeousness. Isn't that pretty? It's an Aran weight, which is, pretty much my favorite weight, worsted and Aran. And there are, let's see, it's a superwash merino. There's about 150 yards on each skein. So I'm thinking, since I love scarves so much, this might work its way into a scarf. I'm not sure. I don't need to make these decisions right now. I just am happy to know I have it and I have the options. But their yarns are just so magnificent. Now they also sell fleece artist yarns from Canada, and I suspect what I think they do. I think that Fleece Artist does some custom dyeing for them, because I do believe these are Fleece Artist yarns, even though the tag has their name on it. But I do think that it is Fleece Artist yarn, and they just do custom colorways for them, I think. I could be way off there, but anyway. So I broke the ice with this beautiful plummy stuff. And I was so giddy about this. I mean, I really could have just been like, yep, let's go. Well, no, I couldn't have. But, I was pretty pleased with that purchase. And the prices on this yarn it's spectacular. I mean, these are $11 a hank, which is a skein hank. I guess I guess it's a hank when it's unwound, right? That's a really good price, I think, for a very nice, high quality yarn. I've used their yarns before and they're fantastic. Fantastic. So that was that. Then we wandered. We really did go around and around a lot. We went into every booth multiple times, and that was an awesome way to shop. Because we were really able to think about things. I mean, there was one booth we were in early in the day that did have some incredible purple fingering weight yarn, and Lori was really begging me to buy it, but I didn't do it. And sure enough, that was gone super fast, so that was not there anymore. It's okay, because I found this. So this is, oh gosh, what's this company called? The Alpaca Yarn Company. That's easy. It's manufactured in Peru, dyed in the U.S. So this is a fingering weight sock yarn, 20% superfine alpaca, 65% superwash wool, and 15% nylon. What's really cool, okay, so here's this. Beautiful purples, and I said my goal was to find the most perfect purple sock yarn. And I found it because, so this gray streak that runs through here is actually a separate little hank of yarn. I keep saying hank. I don't know what that means. Anyway, this is 25 grams of yarn to do heels and toes with. I mean, you don't have to, because there's already 500 yards of the purple in this. But I thought that was a really cool marketing scheme. And these people had a lot of lovely things like that. They would braid several different types of yarns together in these beautiful long braids, and then there'd be an example above it of a shawl knit with both of them, and what very clever. Yeah, it totally worked for me. I love that. I mean, I love picking out colors for things, but I also love when somebody tells me what to do, because then it's like, hey, I know it's gonna look awesome. So yeah, that was my second purchase. And this was a really good value too. I'm not going to tell you the price of every single thing I bought, don't worry. But if you go, I'm assuming they have a website. I haven't actually looked. Yes, they do. The alpacayarncompany.com. And this is called Packapeds HT, which I assume means heel and toe. But it's a very good deal, very good value for this. And it feels wonderful. And yeah. Dream fulfilled. Got my purple fingering weight yarn. So, let's see. Was that? Oh no, I did get. This is Saturday that this is all taking place. This booth, I think, and I'm gonna just go out on a limb here and say that this is gonna become my go-to yarn for sweaters. Solid colors of any kind. So this is the Highland worsted yarn from Harrisville Designs. Look at this amazing green color. I got two. I don't know if you can really see that there are other colors in there. There's like some turquoisey kind of colors and a little like a lighter grello kind of color. This yarn, so this is the mill. They also, they manufacture Brooklyn tweed yarns. That's who mills their yarn. This is like one of the few remaining U.S. yarn mills, I think, in the country. And they've been going for a really long time. They're in Harrisville, New Hampshire, I believe. Yep. And this yarn, so if you've watched me before, you know that I don't really care about soft things, except for my bunnies. I mean, that's, I get all the softest I need there. But this yarn is, it's a woolly wool. It's not, yeah, if you're looking for soft yarn, this is really not going to do it for you. However, it totally does it for me, because This feels like it's going to be a hard wearing, amazing yarn, and every color, and they have, oh my gosh, probably at least 30 colors, maybe more, that are so richly saturated. Every single one was just incredible. And I feel that you could easily order from them online and that you're going to get a very consistent color. I only bought 2 of these. I bought these on Saturday, and when we went back to the booth on Sunday, laying right in front of this yarn was this amazing sweater in this exact green. And I was like, oh man, I want to make that sweater. But I didn't want to buy all the yarn just then. So I feel pretty confident that I can now go back to their website, and because I'm going to need 5 more of these skeins. And I feel like I can order confidently that it's not going to vary too much. I can't imagine. I think they're pretty consistent. And I don't know why I say this. It's just a gut feeling. I'm psychic. I'm a yarn psychic. But this is the pattern. So I did buy the pattern the next day. As soon as I saw the sweater, and then I found the pattern. And this is just my kind of sweater. It's a very basic kind of pattern, but that beautiful cable is slightly off-centered. It doesn't go right down the center. It's slightly off-centered. Here's another good. And the arms, the cuff on this, I love this detail. The cuff goes up the arm several inches, a lot more. It's a lot more than a usual cuff. Finish your sentences. Yeah, drink more wine. So where was I going with those? Yeah, I like this pattern, bottom line. I like this pattern and this yarn. And it's green, and I said I wasn't gonna buy any more green, but I don't have this green. This is like Kermit the Frog green. That's a good green. Anyway, I loved all their yarns, all of them. They were great, and I think the stitch definition is fantastic with these for doing cables and anything. I might be over obsessing about this Harrisville designs, but loved it, and I can't wait to knit with it. I'm really anxious to start the sweater, and I did not purchase all the yarn. I really need to finish what I have going already, because I just don't finish things. So I'm holding that above me. Like I can't get the rest of that yarn until I actually finish what I'm doing at the moment, which is probably going to take me a little while. So I gotta just chill out. Just gotta chill. I can do it. Let's see. So one more purchase that I made on Sunday. I went back to the Heirlooms booth because I figured, so we walked around, again in the morning, and we found this beautiful yarn. Oh gosh, I want to say they're called Primrose yarns. If you watch Lorelai's podcast about Rhinebeck, she talks about it because she did purchase some. I think it was Primrose. I'll see. Anyway, I could tell that they had been pretty wiped out from the day before, but what was left was just beautiful. Their color sense is unusual. It was very refreshing to see something different amongst indie dyers. I would consider them an indie dyer. They're a small. It looks like a husband and wife working there. I think she has a podcast too, which I haven't checked out yet. But anyway, I didn't get any of their yarn, and I figured, well, I can go back to Heirlooms. I know I can spend a little bit less and still satisfy that urge to buy one more thing that I had. So I did. We went back, and I tried to pick out something that just was really not a normal colorway for me, something that was very different for me, and this is it, and it's called Red Fox, And as you can see, it is gorgeous. Look at that. Why can't I ever figure out this camera? So, there's me looming. I'm like erupting out of the top of the yarn. Yeah, anyway, this is beautiful. I believe it is a superwash nylon blend. It doesn't actually say on the tag. It just says superwash sock. But I'm pretty sure that there's nylon in there, and it is called Red Fox, and it's gorgeous. Kind of clashes with my shirt right now, but I just won't wear this shirt when I wear these socks, will I? Takes care of that problem. Let's see, I'm at 25 minutes already. Jeez, I'm a yapper. So yeah, those are the things that I bought. Now I started off the day on Saturday already with yarn because Lorelei showed up with gifts of yarn for me because she heard that I was in need of purple fingering weight yarn. And she went into her personal stash and just gave me things, which is, this is the difference between me and Lorelei. She's a giver, and I can't part with anything. Like if I were to go into my stash right now, knowing that I would probably never ever use that yarn, I don't know if I could give it away. I hold on to things. It's my precious. I can't. Anyway, Lori is thankfully not anything like me. So she gave me 2 skeins of this beautiful Razzleberry Brambles is the name of the colorway. Who is this by? Frolicking Feet. Dun Roving Yarns. Yeah. Dun Roving Yarns. I'm having troubles. Yeah, so isn't this beautiful? These beautiful purples with greens. Oh, it's so beautiful. So she gave me 2 of those, and then she gave me a skein of Mountain Colors hand-painted yarns. This is superwash, merino, domestic wool, silk, and nylon. Another gorgeous, gorgeous colorway. So, I started out with these 3 skeins before I even got shopping, and that just blew my mind. So thank you so much, Lori. You are such a good friend to me. Yeah. And we had so much stinking fun. We really did. I think at one point we were eating lunch and we just kind of were like, what a great weekend this has been. It just really was fun. It was relaxing. There was no anxiety. There was no stress. I don't know. I think we did it right this year. Despite the fact that we did sit in traffic Saturday night, we kind of got caught in traffic for, she was a little faster than me, I think. I was close to 2 hours sitting in traffic to go like 1.5 miles. And I don't know what happened, because last year that did not happen. Last year, in fact, I remember being really impressed with the parking and the traffic and all of that. And this year that did not happen, but it's okay. We survived. And I did get to meet Andy of Andre Sunitz, who was awesome. Her whole family is awesome. Her husband, Corey, did a fantastic job capturing everything on video. If you watch her latest podcast, you can see little clips of that. And you really just get a sense of the great community that all these people form. Really, really fun. Met Melissa, the spicy homemaker, Eric from 6 Plus Twine, and Devin and Jenny from, oh gosh, I'm blanking on the name of I just think Tiny Paper Foxes. It's handmade and woolen. I think that's it. Sorry, guys. I'm drinking wine. I should just blame everything on the wine, right? But yeah, I think next year, tailgate party in my car. I'll bring the wine and the cheese and probably a lot of other stuff. But I think that is definitely going to happen. And I think that's going to be good. So, moving right along. Enough about Rhinebeck. Sorry to everyone who might be sick about hearing about it, but oh well. So let's see, a little bit of knitting this week, really not very much. Did not work on my Esk sweater at all, but I did revive a pair of socks that I have been working on. Let's see here. I think I showed you the single sock, which I don't have with me. It's in the new house. I have moved the sock, but I am working on the second one now. I'm doing real good today. So this is the beautiful yarn from, oh my God. I am really flaking out today. I'm tired. On the round. Damn it. And I love her yarn. And she's the nicest, sweetest person ever. In fact, I just ordered another skein of a new colorway of hers that I cannot wait to get my hands on. But this is After the Storm, I believe, on her signature sock base, I think. I hope. Either that or Everyday Sock. Gosh, yeah, whatever. I'll put this all below, and it'll all just be brilliant, and you just, do as I write below, not as I say. So anyway, this is sock number 2. This is on my little Kiss loom, sock loom. For anyone that hasn't seen sock loom action before, as you can see, it's starting to make its way out of the bottom here. This is a great little loom. I highly recommend Kiss looms. They are a little on the expensive side. However, you will have it forever, and that's the way I view it. There are cheaper sock looms, fine gauge sock looms out there. I broke one in about 2 minutes. It was made of plastic, and yeah, not doing it for me. So, spend a little more money, but if you think that you are going to make a lot of socks or other fine gauge small items. I'm not sure. I mean, you could probably do like baby beanies on this, but invest in this loom because it really is phenomenal. And it's their extra fine gauge, I believe, is what it's called. And I had to buy 2 parts. So there's this front part here, these pieces right here come with a much smaller spacer in between. And I had to buy these end pieces, and they were the exact same price as the first part. So it kind of ends up being a little on the pricey side. But like I said, with proper use, I should have this forever. And it means I got a lot of socks to make. But yeah, so I'm hoping I'd like to finish this within the week so that I can have another pair of socks to wear. And finally get something done and cast on some new ones, of course, because that's the fun part. Yeah, so I think that's all the knitting that I did in the last week. It's kind of funny when you do, I'm doing this podcast in the middle of the week. I had been filming on Wednesdays, and sometimes it doesn't get up. I had a hell of a time last week. It didn't even go up till Friday. It kept not loading. It kept failing, and then whatever. So, yeah, I didn't get a lot of anything done since then because of Rhinebeck and because of my moving situation. So I'm trying to, spend some time there and get things done there. Anyway, I don't want to bore you with that. So sewing, I do not have any new project bags for this week. I made a bag that I didn't show you last week, but I put on Instagram and I put in my shop, and it was really funny. It was one of those things that I just kind of threw it together because I liked it. It was primarily one color, but it was all piece. They were still separate pieces that I sewed together and quilted. It was a very simple style, and it's one of those things that I thought, well, I like it, so if nobody likes it, I will use it. And that was the bag that everybody wanted. What is that? I do not know what that is. So it's sold right away, and if you are that person that purchased it, I am shipping it out today, by the way. Anyway, so I will try to make some more like that bag, and hopefully all you people that loved it, will still love it, and want some more. But it's just so funny how that happens. And that used to happen to me all the time. And with my pottery, I would make things that I liked, but I didn't expect anybody else to like it. And that would be the thing that everybody wanted. And then the thing that I was certain that a million people were going to be, clamoring for would just sit there. Apparently, I have no idea what people want at all. So, whatever. I'll try to make some more of those probably tomorrow, maybe. If you follow me on Instagram, Round Rabbit, you will know if that happens. I will post it there. So the only sewing that I did get done this past week is I decided to make a tunic, another tunic. If you've watched previous episodes, I have talked about Tunic number 1, which is a pattern by Sonia Phillip. And I decided to make this on Friday, the day before Rhinebeck. I don't know. I thought, I'll just, whip up a new shirt and, have a new shirt to wear at Rhinebeck. And I got almost all the way done with it. And all I had to do was hem it and add the pocket. And I just didn't feel like it. It's like, I'll go to bed now. So, which is funny because I did just hem it and add a pocket and it took me like a whole 10 minutes to do. So, but I'm the kind of person that I can watch a whole suspenseful movie right up until the end when they're going to reveal everything. And I can just be like, I'll catch it later. I don't know what that is. So that's what I did my shirt. But here it is. I don't have it on a hanger, but so this is Tunic number 1. This looks crazy on the screen. So this pattern, it also looks huge. So this floral pattern, which is a really pretty batik fabric that I've had for many years, actually, just like everything I've had for many years. I just wasn't really paying much attention, and I just started cutting out the pieces for the shirt and then quickly realized that I don't actually have enough to do the whole shirt. I just had the front and the back. That was it. So I dove back into my stash and came up with this fun celestial batik. Another fabric that I have had, I remember buying this and this was probably in the early 90s when sun and moon things were really popular in the early 90s, and I was all over that shit. I had sun and moon crap everywhere. And this is it. This is the only thing that remains from that era, because I love this fabric, and I bought quite a lot of it. I think I made pillows from it. I don't know. I think I just bought all that they had, but I still have some. Anyway, I'm calling this shirt Celestial Sleeves. Say that 10 times fast. Yeah, so I have celestial sleeves and a little celestial pocket. Where is it? Over there. Celestial pocket. I have no idea if this really works as a shirt, as a design. And what's more, I don't actually care. And that is awesome. Lori and I were talking about over the weekend how, there's so many colors that we love, but we just don't buy for ourselves because we don't think we look good in them. And for me, those colors are yellows and orange, and I love those colors. But every time I wear them, undoubtedly, people come up to me and ask me if I'm feeling okay. Which is just, it's like, you're all happy because you're wearing orange, and then people think you look sick. So, you've got to battle this in your head. It's like, okay, do I just wear something because I like it? Or do I worry about whether it actually looks good on me? I say you just wear it because you like it. And if somebody tells you you look sick wearing it, I don't know. If you can puke on demand, I recommend you do it at that particular moment. I don't know. But I think we should start doing these things. So I made this shirt and I thought, I don't know about that. That combination is kind of crazy. Actually, it's not looking so bad here. I think I can rock this. But I don't actually care. I like it, and I'm gonna wear it. And if somebody tells me I look sick, then to hell with them. Damn it. Just drink more wine, and it's all good. Okay, so that's my Tunic. Yeah, I'm winding down here. The last thing I wanted to share with you before I talk about a few podcasts, I have a new little obsession, and it's probably not an obsession just yet because I only have one of these, but someone I know, her name is Cynthia Thornton, and she and her husband Greg are the owners of Green Girl Studios, which is if you're at all familiar with the bead world or the jewelry making world, they are the top of the top for making really unique artist beads. Their beads are cast in pewter. They also do other metals as well. But they are all cast from their own original hand-carved designs. They're just extraordinary artists. Their whole family is. Cynthia's brother, Andrew, is a dear friend of mine, and he and his partner, William, own a wonderful little gallery in Pennsylvania. If you happen to live in, I believe they are near Pittsburgh, and the town is something like Ligonier. I don't know, Andrew, I don't know if that's right. Ligonier. I always see it on Facebook and I have no idea how to say it. But if you happen to live near there, he has a wonderful place called Allegory Gallery, I think is what it's called. And anyway, very talented family in every possible way. And Cynthia has been posting pictures lately of some paper dolls that she has been making. And you can buy these in her Etsy shop, and it's a kit that comes printed. The pieces are all printed on a page, very nice, high quality, and you cut them out. And they send little brads with them so you can put it all together. And so this is the first one that I have bought. And this is, let's see if you can see her at all. Oop. Here she is. She's like a little Day of the Dead girl. And I just love these. I mean, she just bends in every direction. I love this. I mean, look at her. She's so snazzy. I made her last night, and I love these. So what I'm going to do, they have about, I'm trying to get this, the glare is not on it. I think she has a bunch of designs. I just ordered another one today because I need more of these in my life. And I ordered a moth fairy. Oh, and I can't wait. She's got big moth wings, and I just love this. I love these, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. You could put them in a shadow box. You could just do any number of things with them. But I'm probably just going to kind of sit her on a shelf or something. I mean, she could sit, I suppose. She can recline. Anyway, I did have to refer to their pictures on Etsy when I was putting it together, just so that I could tell what order things went in. I also, like you can see here, I cut behind the skirt, like the bottom, and put the legs through that. And I would not have known to do that except that I had looked on Etsy at their pictures. So that was really helpful to do. But yeah, I'm playing with my doll right now. Look, you can make her, check that out. I crossed her hands. How cute is that? Anyway, I love this. I loved paper dolls when I was a kid. And apparently I still do. And that's okay. So yeah, so this is, let's see, Green Girl Studios paper doll kit. This is what comes with it. But it's really simple. And she also sent along with it a beautiful card with one of her paintings on it. Very fantasy. I love her style. I love everything that she does. Here's another card that is a collaboration painting that she and her brother Andrew did together. I think it goes that way. The printing on the back is like that, but I think it goes that way. Anyway, I believe she is Cynthia Thornton on Etsy, but I will put the information up there. And check that out. And I will share with you my next paper doll that I make from her kits, I am sure. I want to get them all. I think they're kind of limited. It just said like that she'll sell them until supplies run out. So I feel this panic coming on that I'm going to have to hurry up and buy them all. But yeah. Oh, and this, I used this to cut them out. This is something that I bought. I'll put that over my hair. There you go. Now you can see it. It's called Slice, and it's a little tiny ceramic blade right there. Little tiny, you can't see that. Anyway, I bought this several years ago at like Michael's or something because I buy things that look cool and then I never use them. I'm very happy to say I've used this, and I think that this might be the perfect tool for cutting out paper dolls. In case that has ever crossed your mind, like, oh my God, what am I gonna cut out these paper dolls with? This is the tool, this is it. Yeah, it's called Slice. I'm pretty sure you can find it on Amazon. It's like $5, something like that. Really, really good. It works really, really well, and you need to cut on a cutting mat. So you need to have one of those. But yeah, it was great for getting into those little details, and it's super sharp. So that is my paper doll portion of the podcast. And I think you all should, we should just start a whole paper doll movement, right? Okay. That might be it, except for my podcast that I'm going to talk about. But yeah, I think I have, that's my exciting life right now. Jesus, I'm at 46. Sorry, I just said Jesus. I know, that upsets some people. Whatever. If Jesus were here, he'd be totally okay with it. So I'm going to mention a couple podcasts that I really enjoy. The first one is the Flame and Fiber podcast with Barbara. So Barbara, if you're watching, you have the distinction of being the very first person to ever come up to me and say, I watch your podcast. So Barbara came up to me at Rhinebeck and was so cute, and it was so funny because I have not had that experience ever. I mean, I'm a new podcast, and I'm certainly not thinking that anybody's really watching this. When you're sitting in your living room and you're just kind of talking to yourself, and I mean, I've got a couple bunnies sitting down here who think I've lost it, but that's my audience, right? In my head, that's my audience. So when a real person recognized me and told me that they really enjoyed watching this podcast, it was a very funny and awesome experience for me. And she was handing out these wonderful, she's a lamp worker, which is a glass artist. And she made these beautiful, there we go, in the hair, beautiful little glass leaves that are on a progress keeper. And she was giving these out, which was just so sweet to do. Yeah, and so I watched your podcast today, Barbara, and you are a freaking hoot. I love you. Like, you need to come up here and drink with me. You said that, it's too early when you watch podcasts or something to start drinking, but, have you heard of mimosas? Those are totally acceptable drinks to have in the morning. So get out your orange juice and your champagne and drink with me. But yeah, I really enjoyed this podcast. She's just funny. She's down to earth and funny, and I really, really had a fun time listening to her recap of Rhinebeck. So I'm gonna go back and watch some more of those podcasts. So once again, that is the Flame and Fiber podcast. So definitely check Barbara out. The other one I want to mention is one I've been watching for a little while, and she does not produce nearly enough of these podcasts, and that is The Gentle Knitter with Nicole, who I got to very briefly meet at Rhinebeck. she was walking around with this big basket of Canadian candy. Oh, I took a couple, and I kind of wanted to take more, but I didn't. But I had one that was like a coffee crisp, something like that. Oh my gosh, so good. And then I think it was Wonder Bar. Oh man, just you Canadians, you know how to make candy. That was so good. Anyway, Nicole is lovely, and her gentle demeanor is an all the time thing. It's not just simply on her podcast. She exudes this calm and peaceful and loving kind of attitude, and she just was so sweet. Yeah, and I was really glad to be able to say hi to her for that whole 2 seconds. So you really need to check her podcast out. She's an incredibly talented designer, but just a wonderful, gentle soul. And just you got to see her. So that's The Gentle Knitter with Nicole. I think that does it for me. I believe it is time to feed my bunnies because they're staring at me. Usually they're sleeping by now, but it's a little later in the day, and they're making some demands. So I think I covered everything, and I hope to have some more knitting things to show you next week. If I can get myself to ever finish anything, I will try to do that. So until next week, it was great talking with you, and you can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as Round Rabbit. And my handmade things can be found in roundrabbitextra.bigcartel.com. So I will see you next week. Bye-bye.